Hey everybody, welcome back. We are here for the finale, the last episode,
We made it.
the She-Hulk watch party and after show. It has been a grind. It has been an
Yeah.
interesting show, but we're finally getting to the end, the conclusion, the finale. But before we do all that, and before I introduce myself, let's introduce the guy over here.
Once again, it is me, the J to the E to the double F free. I'm Jeffrey Harris, and welcome back to the MUSE TV She-Hulk watch party and after show. Glad you can make it. Glad we're here. Glad we're online, and you're here to join us. So thank you. Yes, we're gonna get into that, Slater. Slater is a step ahead. So
It's
yes,
coming up, and I'm Mike Sandoval. I'm the owner, of co-owner and founder of MUSE TV, and so
thank you, Mike.
here we
So
go
yeah, tonight.
again with
So
another.
back-to-back nights. So this will be the last week for a while. We're doing back-to-back nights of watch party episodes because this is the
Thank
finale of She-Hulk.
God.
So we'll continue
Yeah.
with Andor
Mhm.
for now, and maybe we'll do Willow next.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. But
And let's see what we're gonna do. Chances
right,
are low, or whatever something interesting pops up at some other
sure.
streaming platform.
But I mean, look, we have She-Hulk tonight. And we're gonna finish up Andor, and Andor is we're at the midway point of Andor, so we still have time with Andor, which we did last night. You can check out now on Muse TV. Hello, Sladro. Thank you for joining us
Yeah. Thank you for coming in.
tonight. I think the reaction to last week with Daredevil was pretty positive for the most part.
Yeah.
Uh,
Thought it was the
you
best
know,
episode since episode one.
I think it was other than the premiere, it was my favorite episode so far. I think even though it was Daredevil, I think the way they had him interacting with She-Hulk and Jennifer, I think it was I think they wrote it the right way,
Mhm.
and I think it was a good way to actually reintroduce Daredevil because this was the first time we saw Daredevil in really 4 years
Yeah.
since season 3 on Netflix. So, and we're gonna hopefully get Daredevil again with Echo next year, but we still have a while to go until Daredevil Born Again, which will be 18 episodes.
Yep.
Yes, and it'll be Vincent D'Onofrio, it'll be Charlie Cox, Daredevil Born Again. So, but
Yep.
tonight is She-Hulk, and tonight is the finale. So they left off on a pretty rough note for Jennifer.
Hmm.
She got doxxed by those intelligentsia thugs.
Yep.
Um, when she was supposed to be getting an award, her family was there, and she hulked out. She let the rage get the better of her, but you can't really blame her. And now it looks like uh, her whole livelihood's in trouble because now everyone's blaming her for something that wasn't even her fault. So we're gonna. I mean, honestly, there's a lot they have to tie up tonight because,
A
well,
lot
look,
to tie
well,
up.
look, because we don't really. All we really know is that Intelligentsia probably hired
Mhm.
the Wrecking Crew, who we've barely even seen. Um, m- and they're trying to get her blood, and they have that they have that docs, they have that social media website that like kind of that's targeting her
Yeah.
as like a front or whatever. How long? We don't know. We'll find out. Hopefully it'll be a longer episode. Now there is that preview clip. It does look like Bruce is going to be on tonight.
Mhm.
Uh Banner Hulk
Yes.
will be on tonight, and it looks like he's fighting Abomination, who's wearing like the clothes from his retreat. It's like Blonsky's retreat clothes, but he's in
Mhm.
Abomination form. So it looks like Abomination has not turned to the side of the Angels. I think. I mean, look, the Abomination. The fact that Thunderball was there at his retreat can't be a coincidence.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if he's the mastermind of Intelligentsia, but I do think he's working with them.
Yeah. I think he's working with them in some way.
Um, I've heard a rumor about the ending this week. I don't know if it's true,
Since
but
it's a rumor, it could just be.
have you heard this rumor about the
I,
ending?
I did. have not heard any rumor about the ending.
I don't know. Should we
heard,
even get into that?
I heard, yeah, we could, because it's just fun. It's not
All
like
right.
we're not really.
Well, I heard it's going to be, so alert. The rumor I heard it's going to be, I won't go too in depth, but it's going to be like a meta, like fourth wall breaking thing. Like, and look, we've been seeing that throughout the season. Like, She-Hulk talking to the audience and like referencing that this is a TV show, basically.
What the hell? What the hell happened? What the hell happened?
Why did you do that?
Damn, Disney! You're gonna give a spoiler, and Disney muted you. Not just kidding. I'm just kidding.
All right, I don't know what's gonna happen. All right, I don't know, but like the show this season, throughout this season, has been referencing that it is a show, right? Am I wrong about that? That's something that's been present throughout the whole entire season.
Yeah.
So don't mute me for that. I'm sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
When does it drop? Okay, so Time Lord 44. I'm sorry that Mike is being a tyrant here. I apologize. So it'll drop in about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So
hey,
whatever. Pacific time zone, it'll be 11:50 p.m. If you're on the East Coast, it'll be 2:50 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that fight. I need that. I think I don't know. The thing is, that preview clip with Hulk and Abomination, we don't even. The thing is, it was a very tiny snippet. You saw that clip, right? Because it was in the preview.
Yeah,
it was a very short snippet, so we don't know the context.
Mm-hmm.
And when we last saw Bruce, he was leaving the planet in a spaceship. Yeah. Did you see the red arms? No, I did not. Did you see any red arms?
I did. There's one picture that I saw a screen.
I haven't seen this photo.
Trailer that I saw red arm. I don't know how it's. Let me see if I can find it.
You see, the thing is, if it's Red Hulk, like, how would you do Red Hulk at this point?
Just don't show his face, just show the body. And then just cut away and let that end that way, I guess. That would be the way to do it.
I haven't heard anything about red arms, so I don't know where this is coming from.
Yeah, I saw a picture on
it's God, it's like one of these really.
I just saw it quick. I didn't inspect it to see if it was
I don't know. I can't. Yeah, it's not conclusive.
Yeah.
So, but it does look like Hulk is fighting Abomination at some sort of like retreat or some sort of like therapy thing. So I would assume this like Abomination is gaslighting. He's gaslighting everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like that whole like his whole sales pitch was a joke. It was a joke.
Yeah.
And was I not saying this weeks ago?
Yep.
That nothing smells right about this whole thing. And frankly, not to pile onto Jem, but the fact that she was buying into all that and selling his story, it was not good. Because like I know it's her he was her client and it's her job, but like the guy is clearly a scumbag and you can't trust him.
Yeah.
There's a clip of Hulk and Abomination fighting. Okay, I've seen the photo now. It's too blurry and it's hard to, and it's like I can't even tell if that's a red arm or not because it's just a weird blurry. It's not sharp enough.
Yep. Put my
Yeah, I see the photo. I can't tell. I don't know.
I don't know either.
But look, the idea if you get samples of She-Hulk's gamma irradiated blood and that gets spread around, that's how you could introduce other Hulk characters. We know we're getting the leader, Samuel Stern, Tim Blake Nelson back for the Captain America movie. And he got a bit of Banner's blood in him during what was it? The Incredible Hulk.
Yep.
So I think it would make the most sense if he was like the mastermind behind all this, and that's how they brought him back in. So let's see.
That's the one thing though. A lot of people, there's a lot of these YouTube channels that cover Marvel
Yeah.
really went with this, and I'm kind of curious what is it?
Well, my problem is that we've had 9 episodes and we're only getting to Intelligentsia now, and they've kind
Yeah,
of been in the background most of the time.
exactly.
And like She-Hulk has not been engaging them.
Mhm.
And I think it's been to the show's detriment because they leaned so much on the comedy and the goofy sitcom style plots that we didn't really get enough intrigue with Intelligentsia and
Yeah,
what they were after. Like I think it would have been more interesting if Titania was working for Intelligentsia, because maybe I don't know, maybe they made her some false promises, or maybe she wanted to get some of She-Hulk's formula or something to
yeah.
become even stronger.
The one picture I'm seeing, I don't see a red arm in it.
If Todd becomes the Red Hulk, I cannot accept that.
Yeah, I can't.
If
No.
Slade, I cannot accept that if Todd becomes Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I'm not even I'm not even a big fan of Red Hulk, but whatever.
Mhm. Yeah, but before we get into,
I mean, Thunderbolt Ross in Incredible Hulk, he was desperate he wanted the Hulk's power for the government, He wanted it for himself.
yeah, exactly.
So,
And before we get to this question of the week and we revisit this
okay.
before the next episode,
Mhm.
let's talk about. Did you see Halloween today?
No, because I was invited to Halloween. I could not make it. I went to the He-Man 40th birthday party event at Alamo Draft House instead tonight.
Oh, better choice. I
Look,
didn't see it. I didn't see it.
Halloween Kills was the worst Halloween movie I've ever seen.
Oh,
So
it
I
was the
wasn't
best.
feeling good. I wasn't feeling good about Halloween after that movie.
Yeah, it was the best comedy of the year. Halloween Kills.
So how was Halloween Ends?
I didn't get to go see it today. I actually
Okay.
because I was like, if it's a day and day release and the embargo lifts tomorrow, literally hours before it's released, I just got a bad feeling about it. I really have a bad feeling, and I
Well,
sit through it and watch
Halloween
it.
Ends was day and date, and it still did well.
Yeah. Well, Halloween Kills. You mean Halloween?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah.
They
So
it, they
and
clearly didn't have enough
let's get
plot for
into
3
Slade.
movies. Okay.
Oh, exactly. And let's get into Sladro's comment. He wanted to know about our thoughts on the Super Mario Brothers.
Okay, because that's where we left off last night, right?
Yeah.
So we got the trailer. We got our first sort of footage. I think the animation looks great. I think Jack Black sounds great as Bowser. And it sounds like he's having a good time. Like it sounds like he's giving it his all and he's enjoying it.
Mhm.
Kind of like when he plays Poe in Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah.
Obviously the big controversy is Chris Pratt as Mario. Here's my thing. We only heard like 2 lines of Chris Pratt as Mario. So it's like, and everyone's just losing it over Chris Pratt playing Mario. So I'm like, there's not much to really go on because it's just a teaser trailer,
Mhm.
and it did sound like he was trying to do like a Brooklyn accent. You were of
I
the mind he has to do the Italian accent.
It sounded like Chris Pratt to me. I didn't hear a Brooklyn accent, but
It
okay.
sounded like he was the Mushroom Kingdom. Here we come. That's how he sounded.
I think you did a better Brooklyn accent than he did in the.
Well, my parents are from Long Island.
Well, there you go. I just like. I can see the controversy in it.
Okay.
I can see it. Well, the one that I actually do love is Jack Black as Bowser. That one was like the sound was pretty good
He
because he knows
sounds
how to
good.
do Yeah, he's
And
done
he's an
voice work.
and he's an experienced voice actor. He's done voiceover in video games and animation for decades, really.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
he knows what he's doing with this stuff. And I think he's got the attitude down for Bowser.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the animation, I think it looks like it doesn't look like they're trying to reinvent the
Mm-hmm.
world that Nintendo created, and it looks like Bowser looks like Bowser, the Koopa Troopas look like Koopa Troopas, and Mario and Luigi look like Mario and Luigi for the
Yeah.
most part. They just look a little like everything looks a little bit more fleshed out and a little more detailed. But everything
So
kind of looks like the classic artwork.
yeah, I like the look. I like the feel of it. It looks great. Do you think because it was supposed to come out this Christmas, wasn't it? And
Right.
they moved it back.
Now it's spring next year.
Do you think?
It's been in the works for a long time.
Oh yeah, but do you think they moved it back to coincide with the opening of Super Nintendo World here at Universal Studios Hollywood?
I mean, look, I'm sure they want I'm sure they want synergy. I'm sure synergy is a big part of that because Universal's their partner here.
Mhm.
They have the theme park thing and they have the movie.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the movie partnership and the theme park deal kind of happened around the same time,
Mhm.
basically. And I
Yeah.
think it was kind of like Nintendo. You see, because things in Japan happen and change very slowly. So
Mhm.
I feel like this whole effort with Nintendo is them trying to branch out and do new things in terms of like entertainment exhibition. The
Mhm.
theme park with Universal and then the movie, I mean, it's really the first time in like 30 years they've tried something like this, is it not?
Yeah. It's the first time in a while.
Because like in the late 80s and early 90s, like Nintendo was like, I'm not going to say the word I'm thinking of, but they were doing tons of like just crazy stuff. They were doing cartoons, they were doing all sorts of licensing, and they and they did that live action Super Mario Brothers movie. And then after that, everything kind of went away for a bit, and they kind of kept everything in house. And now and now they're branching out and doing some new things like that again.
Mhm.
Um, and I think the theme park is part of that. So I think I guess it just kind of worked out that way. Now, wasn't the theme park weren't things delayed because of the pandemic and whatnot?
Yeah, so it was.
So I'm sure I'm sure it had something to do with it. I don't think it's the only reason, but I'm sure it's a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just my theory. And it's
Seijo
already open in Japan, right?
yeah, it's already open in Japan, but like Seijo said, Universal Japan gonna get that Donkey Kong expansion supposedly too. Yeah, the Donkey Kong expansion comes, I believe, 2024.
You've probably already been to Japan for the Universal Mario
Oh,
Nintendo, right? Right? You've already been
what?
there, right?
What?
You went to
No, I haven't
Japan
been
to
there.
go to the Universal Nintendo Land.
I wish,
They
but
should
no.
Why won't they fly you out there?
I haven't reached out to them to be honest.
Okay.
Uh, they are, and just so everybody know, in the new Universal park that's going to be opening in Orlando in Florida, they're going to do the same type of Nintendo Super Nintendo World here over there. And the Donkey Kong Land's going to open up with it when the park opens.
Oh, just to give you just to give you an idea, like Funko, I know Funko really wants to do like Nintendo Pops,
Hmm. Hmm.
but I feel like I guess they aren't. I don't know if I'm not saying it'll never happen, but I imagine Nintendo's just they're careful about some of their licenses and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
But Nintendo is just one of those licenses that Funko hasn't been able to get just yet.
yep.
But I think they will eventually because I mean they got Pokemon.
And I think they're going to do something with Pokemon eventually.
Well, they did Detective Pikachu, but I wonder what happened with Pokemon after that. Like Detective Pikachu, it didn't bomb, but maybe it didn't do what they were thinking it would do.
Hmm.
I'm just surprised they never did another movie after that because it didn't do bad business.
Yeah.
It didn't get terrible reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
let's see.
Shoot, there's already a Halloween Ends review.
Is the embargo up?
Nah, I thought the embargo's tomorrow.
Halloween ends. So let's see. Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I just didn't feel confident about Halloween.
Yeah, the
And
embargo lifts at 12 p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow.
so someone broke embargo, basically.
Yep.
What? Unless these people had a different embargo, which I don't know.
I don't know.
It's not, I
really
follow it, It's like, to me, it's just common, it's respect, it's common courtesy, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't understand what's happening.
Yep. But to get back to She-Hulk, there's one picture I want up that we haven't seen throughout this whole series. And it's this one. Remember, this was in the trailer in the very first
I do
time
remember. I do remember that. I don't think that was in the. It was in like I do remember. It was like a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like she was like, it was like a commercial for a law firm or something.
And it made it look like it was the old 70s.
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk. I'm
something
like
don't make me something like don't make me angry or something.
Yeah, you won't like me when I'm angry. He says the line.
But who's the guy with her? Who's that guy?
I thought that's supposed to be
that's Mark Ruffalo?
Mark Ruffalo.
I can't even recognize him in there.
I think that
his hair looks so weird.
Why Bruce looking old? Bruce from the old show. I'm telling you, man. I'm wondering. Yeah, I think he looked old too, but it's like I'm wondering. It's
the glasses. That's why.
Just like yeah, it's the glasses. But
that's why I don't recognize.
And the hair, and the hair. It's kind of a different hairstyle too.
I'm not used to seeing him like that.
Yeah. But I'm like, are we gonna see this in this episode?
Maybe that's gonna be because we haven't seen this clip yet. Maybe it's gonna be like a meta gag or something.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a add-on, a stinger for the end of the show.
Maybe She-Hulk like crosses over into the multiverse.
Yeah.
Maybe
let's see.
Breaking the multiverse.
Yeah, maybe Sladro saying, I wonder what he did in Segarra. Maybe this is what happened in Segarra. He turned back to 70s.
Maybe he got a wife and had a son named Scar.
Maybe. He got busy in Segarra.
Yeah, maybe he became the king of that planet or something. Maybe it blew up.
And
maybe
we're gonna
start World War Hulk at the end.
Maybe. But in a transition, talking about getting busy at Segarra.
Okay.
Let's go back to the topic that we've all been waiting for, which ended the show last week that got millions of people loving and laughing along with us. The Walk of Shame.
Okay, here's the reason I'm upset. Walk of Shame. Like, shame sounds like negative. And it was like, okay, we had two people, consenting adults, who had a joyous act of consummating romance, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were two people. They had chemistry. They were attracted. They were mutually attracted to one another. And they consummated their romance. What is wrong with that? Why is that shameful? Why is that shameful, Mike? I ask you this.
I keep telling you.
Where is the shame?
Saying. It is a saying. It's something.
It's sayings need to change, man. Times change.
It's when people. Here we go, Sladro. So Jeffrey, it's meant to look bad when in reality it's good.
Okay, so don't call it a walk of shame. Call it a walk of game. What's wrong with walk of game? Okay, if walk of game doesn't work, what about pep in his step? Pep in his step. What's wrong with that?
Seriously.
He was not
in his.
Did Matt look ashamed to you when he was leaving? He was whistling. He was in a good mood. He told that lady good morning. Did he look like he was full of shame and regret? No, there's no shame and regret.
If you had to go back to see friends and well, and also too, it's not like the same because of the fact that he's wearing a superhero costume.
So what?
If he was in normal clothes,
he was in a good mood. He probably just had the best night of his life. Have you watched Daredevil? He lives in hell. His hometown is Hell's Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen, my man. His hometown is named after hell. Think about that. Have you seen what Wilson Fisk, the Kingpin, did to his life? He ruined his life.
Hey, at least it wasn't a walk of shame between Daredevil and Kingpin.
And here he is having a good night out with Jennifer, probably had the best night of his existence, and we're calling it shame. That's wrong. That's wrong, boyos. It was not a walk of shame. He had pep in his step.
Sladro.
Booster of the rooster. Booster of the rooster.
Wait up. The what?
Booster of the rooster. Booster of the rooster. Because I can't say the other thing I'm thinking about.
What?
No, I'm not going to say it. This is a family show.
Is it?
Yes.
We're at midnight.
We'll get demonetized. I don't want to. Disney could be watching us.
Have we ever gotten demonetized?
I don't know. Yeah, I think one time, yeah.
But not for.
Or we got delisted or something, didn't we?
We got demonetized because we showed a video.
Huh?
We got demonetized. We showed a
video.
When
that one jerk tried to hijack the show.
Well, yeah, that too. But that was a comment.
All right.
So
he had the blank of the walk.
Oh, cock of the walk. Okay.
Yes, you said it. Yeah, he had a pep in his step. He had a pep in his step.
That cock of the walk makes it sound so bad.
All right, so that's why I'm saying pep in his step.
Well, here we go.
Booster of the rooster. Booster of the rooster.
Sladro. It's funny because say you got home or ran into people you know with your shoes on, they know exactly what you did.
Okay, but why would you be ashamed about that? I would not be ashamed. If it was Jennifer Walters, I would not be ashamed.
Let's just put it this way. If you're in Vegas and you do all that and you're not in shame, usually it means that you're with a hooker that night.
Why is that? Okay, why is that your go-to example?
Because
this is not. Why are you? That's not what happened here. It was not a case of. That was not what happened.
But that's when you would be like, "Oh, cock of the walk, hand five, giving each other high fives, blah blah blah."
What if you're married? Then it wouldn't be. That wouldn't be okay. If you're in a marriage or a committed relationship, that wouldn't be okay.
No, it wouldn't. But still.
Okay. So all right. So let's say first of all, he doesn't have parents. Let's say he goes home and he runs into Foggy. Is he gonna feel ashamed that Foggy sees him in that state? And Foggy's like, "Yeah, you got laid." And Foggy's gonna be like, and he's gonna be ashamed if he has that conversation with Foggy. No,
funny. They're not gonna be high-fiving each other.
Why not?
If we hit a home run,
Foggy would probably high five him and be like, "Man, you got game." Foggy would probably be like, "That was not a walk of shame, Matt. That was a walk of game. Good job, buddy."
Yeah. Oh yeah, that just makes it look so much better.
Okay, so, all right. So why is it's not shameful? It was a wonderful act. Let's not assign labels to it that are negative. It would like everyone likes the fact that She-Hulk and Daredevil got together. We should be celebrating. Because, like, my God, these these movies and shows have been like so sexless forever. So the fact that we got to see like two superheroes get together is pretty mind-blowing to me. So we should be celebrating it and not assigning negative labels to it. It was not a walk of shame. And that is that.
Sladro, but Foggy would say, "Oh, you're doing the walk of shame, huh?"
No, Foggy would say, "You doing the walk of game, my man."
Seriously?
Yes, cereal as Cookie Crisp.
Oh God. Oh God.
I don't see
It
what
just doesn't sound right. It's just like, dude, it's like
it sounds better because, like, again, I'm like,
a
where's
woman
the
to come in
shame?
here.
He was whistling. He wasn't ashamed of what happened. He was happy. He was in a good mood.
Like I wish we had a woman
He
who
could
was watching.
he probably could have beaten, dude. After that night, he probably could have beaten Thanos.
Well,
He was in such a good mood.
it
He
depends
could
on
have
what he's doing.
beaten Thanos. Like, you know, like, hey, Thanos, I just had the best night of my life with She-Hulk. Nothing you do is gonna stop me. Like, seriously.
Yeah, he's gonna be so fucking tired that he won't be able to freaking even fight Thanos.
Mike, if you do an interview with Charlie Cox for D.D. Born Again, please ask his thoughts. Hey,
we will.
yes,
I will.
yes,
I'll definitely do it.
yes.
And I will save this video, show it to him what this conversation
I'm
was
just
like.
saying, he was happy, in a good mood, and there was no shame in his demeanor, in his body language. So I think we need to just rethink the whole walk of shame vernacular and call it something else, because I don't think we should refer to things that happen the way they did here as a walk of shame. I think it's regressive. I think it's derogatory and insulting and inappropriate and unfair.
So being cheerful about it to the point where you're ready to just have a party and throw confetti in the air.
Exactly. No shame.
It's
not shameful. It's not shameful.
That's not offensive to the woman.
I mean, did Jem look ashamed to you? No.
But she didn't do the walk of shame. It was her house. There's no
how would that? Jem was in a good mood too. She was happy. She met a good guy she liked. You know, who didn't treat her like who treated her with respect and like a gentleman.
But
she's in a good mood too.
It's in her house.
All right, so why
walk out the door and go? She already is home, so there's no.
Okay. How is that disrespectful? If a guy would be like, "I'm so happy about what happened, I want to dance," is that really disrespectful? To me, it's a compliment.
That's dancing. Completely different story.
Well, why is the confetti? Why would confetti
horizontal limbo?
To me, it's only disrespectful. It's only disrespectful if, like, you kiss and tell.
That's the same thing. You just answered your question.
Okay, but Jennifer did the same thing, did she not? Jennifer did the same. She's like, the minute her friend got in there, she's like, "Yeah, I had sex."
Because she already knew. So she didn't have to forget.
She admitted it.
It's obvious. It's a different, and there's no walk of shame on her end.
All right, so okay. So again, no shame. Ain't no shame, no shame.
Here we go. Sladro, she didn't have to walk home wearing the same clothes, laughing my effing ass off. That's the point. You're wearing the same clothes you're wearing the day before walking home. Or
Mike, feel no shame about shape. Weather changes their phrase. Even mother will show you another way. So put your glasses on.
I don't want mother to show me anyway. At all.
All right. So I think we have solved, thanks to me, I think we've solved this whole problem.
You did not solve it. I'm gonna have to get in touch with Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox is going to agree with me
on this show.
Charlie Cox is going to agree with me. Like, you know what? They called it a walk of shame, but I don't think Matt felt ashamed in that instance. And I think he would agree with me. And I think you agree with me. You're just a stickler for the whole walk of shame phrase, even though it's not appropriate. It's not appropriate.
Sledro, not shame about the sex, but shame having to walk home like that.
You don't know. He's not walking home. He's walking to, I don't know, a temporary hideout or something, and he's going to change.
Talk to Jen, make Mike, and get a woman's POV. Laughing my ass off.
Maybe he probably has a suit on a rooftop across town.
Let's see.
What if we go to a hotel?
What if we text through Twitter Tatiana Maslany, get this opinion?
I mean, you can. I'm not gonna waste time doing that.
If Tatiana Maslany,
what about Madison with an I?
That would be perfect. That would be even more hilarious.
Who played Madison with an I?
It's Y.
Y?
Yes, Madison with a Y on the show.
Was that Madison what it was?
Y, because it's Madison, not Madison.
Patty Guggenheim.
Yeah, you get it, Madison, SYNN.
Is that even her real name?
What?
The character.
Yeah, that's her. Her name's Madison, but she spells it differently.
Is she dating Wong now or what?
Sid.
Is Wong even Wong? I don't think the Wong we saw earlier is Wong.
So you're saying that we're all Wong?
No, I'm saying Wong, the Sorcerer Supreme, is a Skrull. He got replaced with a Skrull, and that's why he's working with Abomination.
So we're Wong about what we're thinking that he's.
Why are you doing that? That's such a cheap, lazy joke. I'm suspicious about Wong in this show.
It's the same thing.
And what Wong was doing with Abomination was suspicious.
Yeah. I don't know.
Talk to Jen, Mike, get a women's POV. Hey, Mike, do you have? Can we get the opinion of Tatiana Maslany on this?
I would like to.
Or what about? Can we get Patty Guggenheim? Can we get Madison with a Y?
I would like any female to come in here to school Jeffrey about what is the walk of shame.
To me, walk of shame is a negative connotation. And to me, it's also it's like frat guy terminology, and it's denigrate, and I think it's denigrating toward women.
But slap.
I think it's misogynistic.
And freaking
I think walk of shame is misogynistic. It's misogynistic. It is. It's disrespectful.
You know it does go both ways, right?
It's disrespectful. A
woman walking home, a woman or a man can both have the walk of shame.
Okay, calling it a walk of shame is disrespectful. Because who said shame has why are we shaming people for doing this? It's wrong. We shouldn't shame them.
Yes,
I think you're taking it too literal when it's more metaphorical.
Exactly.
Okay, so Okay.
Exactly.
So where is the metaphor of the shame? You can't. The thing is, you can't even answer. You can't even answer, Mike.
I'm done. I don't know. I think we need example. We need to take Jeffrey out on a field trip to show them what the walk of shame is.
I know what it is.
Kinda like
I
doing
know what it is. I'm just saying it's not appropriate anymore. Walk of shame to me implies mistreatment and disrespect.
So if a woman has a walk of shame, so it's mistreatment towards the man.
It's the woman.
But
It's like a frat boy vernacular.
You know it goes both ways, right?
It goes the way of who's leaving and who's walking out.
Yeah, it could be a woman.
So
Yeah.
someone is walking out feeling embarrassed and shamed of what they've done. But if they're not, if they walk out, if it was a case of mutual consent, of romance, mutual attraction, then there's no shame involved.
We'll just put it this way. If a chicken walked out the door and went back to poop, it would still be considered a walk of shame.
You've been skipping all night. Is that me or is that you?
It's not me.
What's this? Why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? There you go.
It's because other people seeing you that way, they know what you did, so it's embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
But in a good way.
So if it's good, then it's not embarrassing.
Oh boy.
Explain the chicken to me. Why does the chicken go to the door?
If the chicken came out, I'm trying to break it down as much as I possibly can.
So you're calling women chickens now.
No, I'm just saying, if a chicken walked out the door and went back to its roost,
a
coop, the chicken would be doing the walk of shame. Even though it's a chicken and
why is
let's say two chickens.
Okay. Why is
two chickens in a coop.
Okay.
Walk of shame still.
Okay, so answer me this. Why is the chicken ashamed?
Are we doing an Abbott and Costello bit? Who's on first?
I'm just saying it's in the phrase.
Who's on
shame. Shame on you, Mike. Shame on you.
Fine. Shame on me.
Shame.
I've had a couple walk of shame moments in my life.
Shame, Mike.
Shame on me.
It's not walk of shame. I'm saying shame on you.
For bringing in animals? Well, then
for calling the chickens. Chickens don't feel shame. They don't feel shame. Matt Murdock did not feel shame either last week. Matt Murdock, Daredevil. Don't be ashamed. Nothing you did was shameful. And I think we can conclude this debate. And I think we can officially declare me the winner.
No.
As I say for people everywhere.
You lost.
The walk of shame has been retired, and we're calling it Pep in his step. Pep in her step.
No.
Whatever.
No.
Pep in their step. That's the new terminology. Pep in their step.
Time out. Charlie Epic. Yo, what's up, gentlemen? Did I just walk into something? Yes, you did.
We're
getting into a continuing discussion about the Walk of Shame by Daredevil last week.
No, about the pep in his step. About the pep in his step for Daredevil.
That Jeffrey came up with last week, saying that the Walk of Shame.
It's not a walk of shame.
His view is that it's not shameful, so you shouldn't call it the Walk of Shame. Though it's called the Walk of
Game. A walk of game, if you will. Sharkly the Epic. It looks like you've got who was that character from Bullet? Was it Lemon or Tangerine? The two assassins, Lemon and Tangerine, on the train.
God.
The one Aaron Taron Johnson played. It looks like that's your. Well, thank you, Charkley. Mukoba
Boy.
Kinuthia.
Thank you for coming in.
Buffer. I've heard that rumor. I guess we'll see. That would be a weird way to introduce Harrison Ford, don't you think? If he were to replace William Hurt.
Well, it'd be a weird way as if Harrison Ford did a walk of shame and walked out, and we have to go through the discussion again.
I welcome that discussion, Mike, and I'm not afraid. The only person who seems upset about this is you. I'm not upset. I am just stating my truth. That I think it's time to retire the terminology walk of shame.
I'm not upset.
Especially when it does not apply. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're having fun, Slater. I'm being serious. I'm serious as a heart attack right now.
Yeah, everybody, seriously.
All right. So we only have since we have a few minutes to go. For those of you who are just getting in, once the new episode drops in about 3 to 4 minutes, we'll be putting our cameras and our speakers on mute. Excuse me. We'll watch the episode, and then once we get back, we will conduct the post show watch party, after party. We'll discuss the episode and share our thoughts on tonight's episode. We'll give tonight's episode a rating. We'll give the whole season a rating, and we will talk about what we just saw once the episode is over. So we recommend in a few minutes, we're going to put everything on mute. So go watch the episode, and then we'll be back, and we'll be able to talk things out. That's how we do things over here at MUSE TV for now. So we only got a couple more minutes to go.
Yep. And
until we find out about the next pep in their step.
God, no. That sounds so bad.
Why does that sound bad?
That sounds so bad. Got a pep in his step.
Yeah.
Those Viagra pills just haven't worn off yet.
Pep in his step. Booster of the rooster.
Oh God, man. Oh shoot. That's all right. Dragging Thor's hammer back home.
He'd probably be swinging it. Like do the twirling with the hammer. Oh wait. I apologize. That's not what I meant. I meant the actual Mjolnir, not something else. I'm not Andra. We're just talking. Slater, pep in my step. No way I'm saying. You just did, Slater. Too late. You just typed it out. How is that? So, like what?
Oh God.
So is there anything you're hoping we'll see tonight, Mike?
I'm hoping this fight is going to be good.
Okay.
That it's going to be something that it's really going to be satisfying to this end of the show, because the one thing I haven't been is like there's been ups and downs. Like the first episode was good, the other episodes were kind of eh. The last episode was actually really good.
But it has been a comedy-heavy show.
Yes. So I'm kind of curious to see what this show is how it's gonna end. Because it, like every Marvel show, it has a lot to wrap up. And I'm getting tired of this where I get to the end of this episodes. And I'm wondering if they're going to be able to wrap this all up with so many loose ends still.
Well, we'll find out in just a matter of seconds. So let's go on to Disney Plus now.
Let's see.
And we'll see. I just really hope like this is how they reintro. If I were to make one request, I would really hope they reintroduce the leader. All right, so we're not quite there yet.
Let's see.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if that.
What's up?
Okay, here we go.
Cool.
All right, it's time for the season finale of She-Hulk. We'll see you in a bit.
Yep.
This Kevin Feige is an algorithmic robot AI. So, just waiting for Mike to come back for the post-show discussion. Well, he went to Segarra. Hulk, I guess, got a wife and has a son now. I was not. Wow. I. So Planet Hulk happened off screen, and he's got Scar. That is very strange. I mean, I wonder if any of the if Scar even still exists, or you know what? Actually, it's possible this happened during the events of Thor Ragnarok before he left, but no idea. So that's quite a thing to throw in there just at the last second. But wow. I think they were trying to do something different. And just it was a meta for suddenly it was a whole meta joke gag thing. Whatever. That's kind of, but I mean, that's kind of a thing they've been doing this whole show. So it's a weird show. Like it's a comedy show. They were sticking, and they really leaned into the comedy and the fourth wall. And I think there was something like this that happened in the comics once. So it's there. But I'm still confused about the end because they kind of resolved everything so easily. Um, why did the Intelligentsia, they had the event at Abomination's thing, and I feel like they didn't even address like what like all Abomination was doing. He only did it there because he was getting paid. Like, I just feel like they glossed over. I guess my main problem is they glossed over a lot of important details. So, and Jen and Matt are kind of dating right now. Yeah, I think the idea is you're just not supposed to worry about those things right now. And they're not a big deal. Hooray, Mike.
So Marvel Studios just did a Blazing Saddles.
Right.
If you haven't seen Blazing Saddles, go to the end of the movie. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Right, where they jump out of the movie and like start fighting.
Put on your tush. Give it a push. That's that one.
But I mean, stuff like this has happened in the She-Hulk comics before.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like this has like there have been like really oddball like Marvel comics where like they jump out of like the comics and then like have like an argument with or like Stanley or something. Like there was like there is a wackier side to Marvel, and this show kind of embraced that. But and I guess it's fine as like its own exercise, but to just throw in all those things at the end and then just kind of I feel like we never really got the gist of what's going on with Abomination and Wong, which I still don't understand that relationship and what's going on there. Because like at the end they just put him back with Wong. So, also, Abomination allowed the intelligentsia folks on his property and was speaking at their thing. And I feel like they didn't properly address that at all. So I kind of had a problem with that. And I get like they didn't want to do just like your typical knockdown drag out ending, and they were kind of like making fun of that. But what do you think, Mike? What do you make of what we just saw?
Well,
Besides the Blazing Saddles stuff.
well, I was so disappointed with the way this thing ended. I think it could have done. They could have kept the flow going, whatever they wanted to do. I haven't been that happy with the show. Only 2 episodes have been things that I liked. And then what's up with doing the Blazing Saddles thing and being inside the freaking Marvel Studios offices and find out that Kevin is a robot, to play that off that Kevin Feige was a robot in this series, our AI, artificial intelligence. I'm just like, seriously?
Well, I guess my issue with that is that it's kind of throwing the rest of the Marvel universe under the bus. Because like they're kind of saying like, basically they're kind of saying like all of our movies are formulaic and they all have the same ending and we kind of lean on the same tropes and stuff.
Is it making fun of what, after all these years of what people have been saying, and just pretty much throwing it back and say, hey, what you guys have been saying, we know that we do this.
But
it's almost like
I've never agreed with that, but
it's almost like what they're doing is that they found, like, when they think that a studio isn't watching what you're saying or watching what you're doing,
okay,
Marvel Studio is actually watching what you're
doing. But am I a jerk for pointing that out and saying like, no, I don't think that's what Marvel is? Yes. Why?
Yes, because so many people are so into the MCU to the point where they're living, breathing into it instead of
just but is this episode
making fun of themselves?
Are they making fun of themselves, or are they saying, yeah, the MCU is just formulaic algorithmic trash?
They are making fun of themselves. That's what they're doing. They're making fun of themselves, all the mistakes that they've made, all the things. I mean, to me, it's just
that, to me, I can almost tolerate this, but they just gloss over a lot of important stuff.
But to me, it's just like, I've seen this before in so many different ways.
Yeah, but not in Marvel.
It was bound to happen. That's all I can say. It was bound to happen. It's like, and what disappoints me is that, like, I like to see good. I want to see it grow. I want to see what's going. And this is what I have.
So you liked it. No,
I did not like it.
Well, then why didn't you like it?
Because the one thing that I really, and I've been very adamant about this whole phase 4, phase 5 thing. We're coming to the end of phase 4. Okay. Next month, we come to an end for phase 4. And I don't know where in the hell they're going with this. I don't know what.
Well, this isn't about, well, why does it have to go somewhere?
Because everything in this thing, everything in MCU is interconnected. Everything is, and that's their fault. Everything is interconnected, and that's something they set up. So, and now in this phase 4, I don't know what the hell.
But this is it's a comedy TV show.
But they made these shows interconnected into the movies.
So what?
Because if you have an interconnectivity with everything, there has to be pieces.
Not everything is interconnected. Like, I mean, like,
what isn't interconnected in this MCU?
Moon Knight.
Yet they haven't interconnected it into the world yet in that show, but it is Marvel. Moon Knight is in the MCU.
Okay, but just because they're in the MCU, not everything has to feed into one another.
What you think right now? What if when Secret Wars comes out, all these characters are in Secret Wars?
So what?
Because they set up the fact that it's all interconnected. You're living in this world.
So what? Yeah, but
Unless
what?
it's a,
But
they
what
never,
is the But what is your problem?
my problem is that I don't know where in the hell we're going. Maybe phase 5
Okay, but
will
why is it? But is it She-Hulk's
look like.
responsibility to tell us that?
I think it's just a part of what the story is. Let me get to some
Well,
comments.
look, we found out Hulk went to space and he's got a son. He's got Scar now. So
Well,
Planet Hulk happened off screen somewhere.
and there you go. Like, okay, how in the world did this all happen? Like, when
When
did
he lived on Segarra, he did live on Segarra for a while. Something happened over there, and now he's got a son.
So let me get to the comments really quick. She-Hulk is already connected with Hulk itself, Doctor Strange, and Shang-Chi in a way.
Okay, so what's the
There you go.
problem?
So there's one connection.
To me, my problem is that intelligentsia. Okay, what happened with She-Hulk's blood? Number one, because they just kind of tossed that out at the end. Number two, why were they at Abomination's retreat? Why did Abomination let them go there? What is, like, why did they just gloss over Abomination allowing them there, Thunderball being there? I guess, and then Abomination is back with Wong, which is still all very suspicious. Like, I don't feel they ever properly addressed what Abomination was doing with Wong in Shang-Chi. I don't think that was ever properly addressed, but
Yeah. They got an eraser and just went.
yeah, that's my main issue. So I feel like we're back to square one in a lot of ways, and hey, at least we got Daredevil and we got Matt and Jennifer in some kind of relationship, sort of. Like, they're clearly more than just friends, but they're not quite like committed partners right now. No, that did not happen, Slater. She was staying over with her family for a week.
You know, that conversation was probably more fun and more interesting than this show, this episode.
The one we had beforehand?
We had beforehand.
Well,
and
again, I guess my issue isn't so much that they parodied the Marvel Universe and Kevin Feige and all that, so much as that's not my issue so much as they just resolved everything easily and didn't really address anything.
And that's the way I feel.
Like, to me that's just as bad as all this convoluted stuff that starts happening, and like She-Hulk. Wait, none of this makes any sense. This is all convoluted. And then she's like, okay, we'll just all fix it. Like, to me, that's just as bad, but whatever.
Sladro's point is what I feel like. What's the point at this point? What was the point of having a show?
Well, I think the point was, all right, well, here is the point. They introduced She-Hulk. They introduced Jennifer. And by the end, she has accepted her identity as She-Hulk and Jennifer. Mm-hmm. Like, she's accepted her. But I feel like she never really fully embraced being a superhero, though, either. Even though she says that at the end.
Mm-hmm. Incredible Harry. So did Hulk give Abomination the business? Did he smash, or did the fight suck?
It didn't really happen.
It was a timeout.
Yeah. Like, they were about
stop.
And Abomination wasn't even really a bad guy, even though he kind of was. I don't know. It's so.
They literally deleted the fight. Yes.
Well, and there was no Red Hulk, so all that was just a bunch of trumped up nonsense.
It's just. And then what? Did they just sneak in and when during the thing say, "Oh yeah, am I going to be in a movie?" No.
I think that was a joke. Obviously, she's going to be in a movie at some point.
Is she?
Yeah, I think so.
I just agree with Sladro. Honestly, bummed out. I feel like we spent all this 9 weeks. Well, actually, not 9. Was it 9?
Well,
9 weeks of just
look,
this. Was,
people are gonna say what they will about this show. I think they wanted to do something different. They wanted to, and they wanted to riff on themselves. So I'm not going to fault the show too heavily for that. But whatever. Uh,
Collaborative Kiwi Studios, which we know who that is. So thank you for coming in. It's been a while. This show was as anticlimactic as it gets in one episode.
I'll give this episode a 5 out of 10.
Oh, you're being generous.
I'm like, because I'm not angry so much as I'm confused
Mhm.
and disappointed. But I'm like, I'm not angry enough to like because you know you shouldn't get angry about a show like this, and I feel like there's just too much of that, and whatever.
Anger isn't the word. It's disappointment. There is a level
All
of
right. Yeah,
tension.
because I'm not angry. It's just that like I'm more confused that I feel like they just threw a lot of things out and ignored things, and I feel they never fully embraced She-Hulk settling into a superhero role.
Mhm. Let me get to the comments. The Incredible Harry. Wow, really that's bogus. It's like the Infinity War trailer with Hulk running into battle, but it never actually happens in the movie. Laugh out loud.
Well, that was kind of clever though, if you think about it.
Collaborative Kiwi Studios. You literally undid the whole plot. If it was a binge, wouldn't be so disappointed if I didn't have to wait
Mm.
every week for 30 minutes. And I agree with
Look, I am of the belief that some shows should be binged. Not all shows work better on a weekly basis, and I believe that.
that's why I agree. Like
There
if
are
this
pros and cons. There are pros and cons to be there are some definite benefits to having a binge
and
show
this
and
is
getting every
where
episode at once.
this is where I agree with Collaborative Kiwi. It wouldn't be as bad if we binged it. I wouldn't have mind.
But would people have not complained as much?
Well, because it would have you're wasting time out of your life. You're
You're still wasting time either way.
the expectation of what's to come, or
What did we really expect out of this?
at least a BC show. I didn't expect much, but at
Well,
least
what did you get?
it works. Oh, way less than a C.
What are you giving it then?
We're gonna get to that at the end. I'm gonna give my score to the end, but let me get to this comment. Sladro, I'm glad they introed her, but like I felt there was no path or reason for the show after watching that ending. And let me get to
Well,
collab.
again, the ending is problematic to me because okay, you don't want to have just like your typical, just like throw everything in there and put put a giant action scene. Like I get that,
Here we go.
but they threw everything out that they were building up for
Yeah.
9 episodes.
Collaborative Kiwi also having all the writers and showrunners cameo felt like a middle finger L laugh out
Why
loud.
was that a middle finger
A
collaborative?
fight, and going into it, a fight, Jeffrey, laugh out loud.
What is that?
Uh,
What is Kiwi's saying here?
we're going to get to that. Let's see what any comments. Incredible Harry. What is the entirety of the show's plot anyway?
I think it's I think it's meant to be just introducing She-Hulk, Jennifer, and She-Hulk accepting her identity as She-Hulk as a lawyer slash superhero, but she never really I don't feel like she ever fully embraced her role as a superhero.
And see what you just said?
That's what it should have
That's a
been,
show.
and I
That's
feel
a
like
show.
that's okay. So that's where I feel the show was lacking, but what the show was doing was being a legal sitcom.
Mhm.
And because it was a legal sitcom with this metatextual fourth wall breaking style, it kind of was unbalanced with the superhero aspect. And that's why everyone loved last week's Daredevil episode, because it felt like, okay, this is starting to feel like more of a superhero show now. And that was, other than the first episode, that was really the only 2 episodes where it felt that way.
Yeah. Collaborative Kiwi Studios. A fight was my only expectation in a third act.
Okay, but like they were trying to do like a riff on Marvel and having fun at Marvel's expense, I suppose, but
it didn't work. It didn't work at all.
But maybe that's the beauty of it. The fact that it doesn't work is why it works. Maybe it's like a comedy Inception.
There's no beauty in this one. They're really, like, I can't see anything positive.
Would you say, Mike, would you say it's shameful? Would you say it's shameful, Mike?
When I walk out of this friggin' live stream, it is a walk of shame, but not for what it should be for. Let me get to the comments.
So you think tonight was shameful?
It's an abomination. Let's put it this way.
When do you think? I have a question. When was Scars conceived? Before this show or while the show was taking place?
Who in the hell knows?
I think he would. I think this happened. I think this happened when he was stuck on Segarra for all those years before Thor Ragnarok.
Well, obviously that's the case, but it's like,
so he went back to Segarra to get his son, basically. So he got busy. He got busy while he was on Segarra.
Let me get to the comments as they're coming in.
No.
Ladro, now honestly, I'm more curious on Hulk's visit to Segarra rather than all these episodes of She-Hulk, except that Daredevil episode.
Save it for the movie.
Me too, Kiwi. Collaborative Kiwi, want this show. What this show did is introduce She-Hulk, introduce Daredevil, and had Wong watch soap operas laugh out loud.
Is Sopranos a soap opera?
Yeah, it may. There's male soap operas. We watch them every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. Collaborative Kiwi, I get that, but you're also making fun of all your.
Well,
the Incredible Harry. I just want to see Savage Hulk again, but actually portrayed correctly in a personality and superpower sense. Sigh. Okay. Savage Hulk would be amazing before the show, before Ragnarok. And this is about when the whole conception of Scar. Before the show, before Ragnarok for sure. Mario Sanchez, honestly, we need World Breaker Hulk. Bruce had a walk of shame.
He didn't seem to shame when he brought home Scar.
Mario Sanchez, Hulk will never be Savage again. They have written him to a point where regressing the character would be very poorly done.
They could figure out a way to do it. There's a million ways they could do it.
Yeah, our Hulk is done. Rest in peace, Savage Hulk. Dude, we're getting a lot of comments. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. Really appreciate it. Collaborative Kiwi Studios, can you even have this character in a movie now?
Yeah, of course.
Fourth wall into Disney Plus.
All right, Collaborative. Do you feel that way about Deadpool?
Let me finish before you comment on the comment. Yeah, that's it. Can you have this character in a movie now that she break the fourth wall into Disney Plus? I don't think I can ever take her character seriously on screen like Deadpool would never do this. You go now, Jeffrey.
Okay, well, first of all, Collaborative, you're wrong. The end of Deadpool 2 literally had him going to Ryan Reynolds' house and murdering Ryan Reynolds while he's reading the Green Lantern script. So, yeah.
But here's my...
Collaborative Kiwi Studios is starting... Collaborative, when you say that, you sound like those guys at the Intelligentsia thing, and it's not because she's a woman.
But here's the thing, I agree with that because one, Deadpool was not a part of the MCU. Deadpool was its own thing. Deadpool was its own creation.
It was part of the X-Men films.
It was a different thing altogether. So I can't I agree with him in that.
Deadpool literally traveled to
Deadpool was
X-Men
not part
Origins
of this,
Wolverine to kill mouth sewn shut Deadpool.
but it's something completely different from what
It's
this is
not
all
that,
part of.
not really.
Yes, it is,
It's
because
similar. It's different but similar. But
it wasn't
similar.
it wasn't a part of the MCU. It wasn't a part of this collaborative, this
Mike,
communicative story.
Mike, your words are shameful.
Come on, get a ticket, wait in line. There's a bunch of people like that.
I'll buy you a bus ticket, sir.
Gosh, trust me, there's a bus ticket, a lift, and everybody waiting in line.
We'll settle this. We'll settle this in the Octagon down in Vegas. We'll go down to Vegas.
When my ankle gets better, it's gonna be an easy. Collaboratively, please don't mess up.
You can't get, and you're not gonna get and you're not gonna get
oh yes.
Callisto's not going to be there to protect. Sasha Banks isn't going to be there to protect you.
Hey,
you won't be able to hide behind Sasha Banks and Callisto.
I don't need their protection, but they'll train me. Sladro, yes sir. Watch.
I'm gonna give you the F6, the F10.
Okay.
Double power bomb.
Okay. Sladro, if they mess up Deadpool, I'm gonna cry. Same here.
Like, it's the same people working on Deadpool, so if they mess up Deadpool, it's on them.
Collaborative Kiwi Studios, yes, but it did ruin the plot of the story, and I agree. I agree with Collaborative Kiwi. The Incredible Harry, well, Mario, if Hulk and Bruce would have stayed more comic accurate, then we could have had many Hulk personalities while still having a character development.
I think, but like that's a separate thing. And that was a flaw on the Avengers movies, because they resolved all of Bruce's issues off screen, and we never got to see him have that breakthrough. That was the issue with those films. Like, that's a separate issue from She-Hulk.
Well, and that issue is because of the fact that I believe during that time, and I don't know if it's
also they didn't have the rights to make Hulk films. They could only make Hulk a supporting character. That's the other thing.
It makes it different. So that's where the problem.
They couldn't do a Hulk movie. They couldn't do a Hulk solo movie because of the rights issues with Universal. So that was that's why, like in Thor Ragnarok, they had to have even though there was a lot of things from Planet Hulk in there, they had to make it like in a Thor sequel.
Mm-hmm. And this is where we say the problem when they sold the rights to all these movies is where.
Look, they could still do a World War Hulk. It's just how would we get? How they would need to set it up properly.
And this did not help.
Why? What?
To set up a World War Hulk.
How did it not help?
Because it doesn't answer a lot of questions. It doesn't.
They could do that. What if they do that later?
You would have to do some time for me right now, because I wouldn't want to go see a Hulk movie at this point.
Why?
With the way they've portrayed him over the years.
Mike, you have a bad attitude.
There's no interest, but I'm also not a shill.
Why do you have a bad attitude?
I'm also not a shill. I'm not gonna.
What is it? What are you calling? What does shilling have anything to do with this?
Because there are people who will say every positive thing about Disney, but you know what? I'm going to.
That's not.
I'm not going to say.
Okay, but like, I mean, if you're positive about it, that doesn't automatically make you a shill.
No, it's just that there's a bunch of people out there who will say approve of anything Disney comes out with, and I'm not that type of person. I'm going to question.
Okay, that doesn't mean they can't do a World War Hulk or Planet Hulk story at some point.
It's going to have.
It can't be good.
And this is why I say, like, the way things are going worries me.
Like, you're all about Andor, and a lot of people do not like. There's like, I have a very good friend who's a critic friend who's not liking Andor at all.
And that's the thing. So do I.
Okay, so I
What?
mean, like,
But this is the thing.
I'm not gonna call
This,
you a shill because you're all about Andor and loving Andor right
no,
now.
I'm saying I'm.
I think that's unfair to put labels on it like
But
that.
considering what I've seen in this Disney space lately, and I've been in it for a long time, and being somebody who
So have
loves
I
it,
not? Are you saying I
or not
haven't?
at the level I'm at, where I have collectibles and I have things that are inside of my house that I've collected over the years, from the theme parks, from the studios, to a lot. Like, I've been heavily invested over
Baloney,
the years.
baloney.
That baloney. I have a piece of the rocket rods from Disneyland. How many people
Okay.
can say that? It's it's just like, I'm gonna say, when something isn't good, I'm gonna call it out. With She-Hulk, it isn't.
Okay.
I don't like it. I'm gonna call it out. I'm not gonna be somebody who's gonna be like,
No, but the idea that I cannot
"Oh, I wasn't talking about you.
I am.
I'm talking in general."
I'm I'm talking about the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about too. It's
I've been at it at this level since the beginning.
yeah. Yeah, since the beginning. You've been around when it comes to Marvel, you've been around longer than I have on this, because we
I've
have
probably read more Marvel comics than you ever have.
oh, hell yeah, because I didn't have time to read comics the way I
Okay.
wish I could have, but I didn't get the comics that I read were all through
Okay,
elementary
so I
school.
mean, I would challenge you the idea that I know just as much, if not more, about the Marvel universe than you do.
Well, you probably know more than I do when it comes to the
Okay.
Marvel universe,
All right.
because I didn't get to read
But
them.
to me it's not necessarily shilling as an automatic response.
I'm saying in general. It's a general
I
consensus.
What I
What
can say is I can respect the show wanting to go against the grain and do something different, but I don't think it was well executed.
like, I respect idea, but the
Okay?
idea didn't come to fruition at all.
I mean, I think
Out of 9 episodes that were good for me is not good.
I just think I think it needed more of a balance
Mhm.
with the con like the fourth wall breaking comedy and the superhero aspect.
Yeah.
Scar save us.
Let me get to the
Well, Scar's there. We have Scar now, so he's there. They didn't erase that.
it's, collaborative Kiwi Studios. The difference between She-Hulk and Deadpool is that She-Hulk ruined their own plot. Imagine being in a Deadpool movie and Cable is about to die, and then Deadpool decides to reverse the whole movie.
Deadpool 2 literally
Back
did
to
that.
the back to
Deadpool
the
2
start.
literally did that.
Back to the start in
Deadpool 2 literally erased
the finale.
Vanessa dying. Literally at the end. That's like the whole entire movie.
This is how She-Hulk felt to me,
Collaborative
and
Kiwi
I agree with
Studios, you sound like an intelligentsia member.
Collaborative Kiwi Studios on that one.
You sound like an intelligentsia member, Mike.
Maybe I am. Hey, I do go to their coffee shop all the time in Pasadena, not the Silver Lake one because too many hipsters down there. The Incredible
It's
Hulk.
not because it's not because she's a woman.
No, that has nothing.
Too much emotions.
That has nothing to do with this.
Sure it doesn't, Mike.
Because I like Tatiana Maslany.
They didn't have rights, but they could have easily explained Bruce's multiple personality disorder. Nah, 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 nah. They did explain it. It's just it's not satisfying to just not see it. That's the problem. And that was in Avengers Endgame. That wasn't this show.
Yeah. Sladro, just give me Wakanda Forever already.
Well, that's next
Same
month.
here. Actually, in premieres supposedly in October now. They moved it supposedly.
Michael probably complained about it too.
If hey, I'll have a right to complain about it. They screw up like
If they screw up
Mesoamerican culture and don't portray it in a respectful way, yes, I will.
Do you really think Tenoch Huerta would be involved if they did?
Well, you don't know how they're going to do it in editing. That's the thing. It's all you as an actor, you're doing the job there, but in the editing room, you don't know
Do you
where.
think Ryan Coogler would do that? He doesn't seem like someone who would do
Ryan
that.
Coogler, no, no.
Okay.
But I mean, I'm just saying, I will.
I
I hope it is
don't think you should. I don't think you have too much to worry about there.
because I need a
Also,
Black Panther. I need a Black Panther
also,
forever.
also,
Get this taste out
just
of me.
remember, it's a fictionalized culture. It's not a genuine culture. It's a marvelized underwater. It's a revamped version of Atlantis, right? It's not it's a fictionalized version where they're taking inspiration from real life traditions and cultures. It's not.
Yeah, but it is because of the fact of the representation of a people that isn't being represented
Okay.
in Hollywood, and
Well, it's
that's
not.
but
But
that's a big thing to it because
mm,
we want to like to not see superheroes
okay.
like us is it sucks. It really sucks. Like for like growing up, like me who grew up in the 80s where you never saw somebody in Star Wars like me.
Okay.
You never saw somebody in any of the action films unless you were the person being the villain or being the cholo. I mean, it kind of sucks. And that's why like people are gonna be really supportive
Right.
of Comic forever and want to see it do well and
Right.
show great representation.
Right. But it's still fiction and make believe
Oh,
at
it
the end
is
of the
fiction.
day.
Yes, yes. But for many, like to be honest, a lot of like we're hoping this changes the narrative and changes the way people think and more opportunities come around, more shows are given a chance, more are going to be given starring roles to be able to be in a superhero movie. So it's like I think it's like when Black Panther first came out. The
Right.
same type of weight is on this one again. And the only person like Ryan Coogler doing this is going to be like if anybody could do it, he could do it. He did it already with Black Panther. This is gonna
All
like
right. So I don't think you have much to worry about there.
it's just the editing. I'm just hoping that it finishes up great. But let me get
Collaborative
to
Kiwi Studios, Jeffrey. I was really enjoying the show before this episode, and I was rooting for the show.
yeah. I'm all over the place right now with these comments.
All
Slade Dragon.
right. All right. Well, thanks for your thoughts, Kiwi.
What is this
Thanks.
argument? Ha ha ha. Yeah, like I
I
understand.
think we should revisit the whole walk of shame thing, because I think this is what it all comes back down to, right?
No, it doesn't come back down to the walk of shame.
It sounds like you're ashamed of Marvel right now, Mike.
It's not that I'm ashamed. To me, it just seems like lazy
You're
writing.
disappointed. You're disappointed. You're
I'm disappointed.
disenchanted.
I'm disappointed because there's a bar that they've set. And even with like the shows I didn't really love, like Moon Knight, I wasn't happy with Moon Knight,
Are you
but I was able
Are you disenfranchised by Marvel?
I'm not disenfranchised, I'm worried more than
Okay.
anything. I'm worried that things are getting too big. The oversight that was there that pulled everything together that really made the Infinity Saga what it was is having issues
Okay,
right.
but like even with the Infinity Saga, we didn't even we didn't even really even see Thanos for real until Guardians of the Galaxy, which was 6 years in.
No, but that's the thing. There was a plan, there was a way of it going, good or bad. There was something there that really built into this connectivity that I liked. It was something I had never seen before, something that I loved. When you go to each movie and everything made sense or it leads to something else. She-Hulk, where does it lead to? Where does it go? And if it's a standalone,
We have
That is-
She-Hulk now, and we have Matt and She-Hulk and Daredevil.
Mm.
And for starters, I like the fact that we actually had like a superhero romance in this series.
And that's the thing. See, like that would have been all good, but
But what?
writing and
But
everything
monkey.
together. Nah, the writing and everything put together was just it left me disappointed. It's like the first episode I liked. I was hoping for a nice continuation. Didn't have to be friggin' hitting home run every single week.
What did you
But
want?
this
What did you want that you didn't get?
pretty much it would have been nice to kind of give a story when Hulk comes back with Scar, at least some type of even
It's not Hulk's story. It's
but
She-Hulk.
but here's the thing, if you're gonna do that, at least have a conversation or say I have
Yeah, but then it's an exposition dump, and like
but it just leaves you
that's not
but,
satisfying either.
but also too, if it doesn't make sense, why put it in? Why put it in?
Because they must have plans for this down the line that
Why don't we
we
hold
haven't
it
learned about.
till something why didn't you hold that till something that makes more sense?
Maybe they wanted to tease it here. Why not?
And here's the thing, Collaborative Kiwi Studios says, and Blade losing the director and being pushed by a year tells me it's more likely to be a better.
Okay, so then they made the right move with Blade, and I said it as much yesterday.
Yeah, and I agree with that move. If it means better movie, go with it. Go with it. I just don't know what this show was,
It
where it was going.
and I'm telling you that the goal was to introduce She-Hulk
Mhm.
and establish She-Hulk, which they kind of did, as
See,
rough as it was.
and this is where I say, like what you said, is the fact that if they would have stayed to the idea, like you said, about her discovering herself and becoming She-Hulk
Right.
and stuck to that and
I would have
right,
tried to work the fourth wall material in along with that and the superhero business. So it all would have come together
mhm.
instead of just like doing like a Bugs Bunny bit at the end.
Because that's as soon as I saw her walk off the friggin' film, walk in through the Walt Disney Studios, the first thing I saw was, oh, they're doing a Blazing Saddles bit.
Or it was kind of Looney Tunes as well. Kind of like Bugs Bunny
Well,
messing with Daffy Duck.
that's where Blazing Saddles got it from, was from Looney Tunes, and then Blazing Saddles did it. But it just didn't work.
I'm pretty sure there is a She-Hulk comic where something like this happens, except it's like the writer.
Hey, welcome CC Jam 96, first time here, I think. Forgive me if I may be wrong. That fourth wall just ruined it all. The entire MCU just got most to me. Never would I thought
Okay.
they do this. What are we going to start seeing now? Doctor Strange talking to us because he don't know who Spider-Man is.
I don't know about that. He seems to still know a Spider-Man exists, I think.
Sladro, the D plus menu was definitely a Looney Tunes. Yeah. Now that really just kind of like threw me off, but I'll get to that later. Collaborative QE Studios. I feel in general the writing in Hollywood has become a lot weaker over half of the movies I see in cinema are garbage, especially the film I saw last night, Halloween Ends.
I skipped that tonight because
I skipped that tonight too because of the fact that I had a feeling that's what was going to happen.
I have seen good movies this year, so I don't fully agree.
I've seen a lot of the movies.
Watch The Northman. The Northman is a good movie.
A lot of the movies that I've seen that have been good have all been independent films right now. This year.
Barbarian was a good movie.
Yeah.
Banshees of Inisherin was a good movie. Oh, The Black Phone was a good movie. Top Gun Maverick was a good movie.
But let's see.
The Northman was my The Northman was my favorite movie. Dragon Ball Super Superhero was a good movie. I don't care if it's anime, if it's Japanese. It was a good movie. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero was a good movie.
That's why I say, but in those,
I don't know.
it's
Whatever.
collaborative QE. It must be because of the way society is going in general.
I don't want. I'm not going to get into the weeds on that.
Sometimes I wonder. I'm hoping it's not. There's things that I've seen already that I'm kind of like I'm hoping.
I think my big problem is Twitter. I think has just poisoned our minds.
I don't think it's.
I don't want to get much further than that, but that's my belief.
I don't think it's just Twitter. I think it's social media in general. As us being
Whatever.
as us being journalists and seeing the amount of journalists who are losing their jobs right now, yeah, it worries me.
I think it's set us. I think social media has set us back big time, and I don't think it's benefiting society anymore.
Yeah. Cedro, Top Gun was awesome. I agree. I really enjoyed that
All
film.
right, so like there are good movies.
There's but I think collaborative Q is talking about big studio movies. There's a few that have been good. I haven't like there's been a few that have been good for big studios. But also too, I think it's becoming to a point where maybe independents it sucks that independents don't have the opportunity to shine and show themselves like they used to.
I mean,
because it's hard to get theater space now.
I think this year has seen a change for that. Honestly,
For independent films?
yes.
I don't think so, because every publicist that I've talked to and when we're talking about independent films has been having a hard time getting theaters at some of these, like the multiplexes. Forget about it. They're not getting a theater.
I mean,
and it's crazy.
But the look at Neon. Look at A24.
Yeah. But how many times did they get into big theaters?
Sladro, you came to the wrong show. You're barking up the wrong tree here.
I feel like politics are really influencing shows.
Yes, thank you, Sladro.
No, I mean, I kind of agree sometimes. I don't think politics is the right word. I know what you're talking about, Sladro, and I get it.
What are we talking about? I don't even know what we're talking about.
It's just what's movies and television always came from what's going on in society. And it replicates what's going on.
Okay, so what's going on? What's going on right now?
A whole bunch of mess right now.
All right.
Social media, to politics, to society in general. It's
politics
are
not like a new. Politics is not like a new existential thing. They're not a recent thing.
But we've had issues recently.
Okay.
That have changed the dynamic that have occurred in the past, but are happening again in a new form, in a new way, using technology in a way,
right,
causing to change the way society thinks. That's mimicking eventually
that's happened in media and film and TV before.
Yeah, but see, here's the difference. Like, we're of an age where when we first grew up, there wasn't social media. There wasn't, I mean, cell phones didn't come into play till the late 80s, early 90s. Computers in the way that they are now, we didn't grow up with that. I would think,
I did.
Close in age. I mean, my first computer that I ever worked on was a Texas Instruments computer.
Okay.
Which is really sucking way back. But it didn't do what it is now. And that's the thing. It's like we have a generation that grew up with all this, grew up with computers, grew up with social media, grew up with these platforms. And we've seen a decline in reading. We're seeing books being pushed away. And that's where the problem lies, is the fact that when you read and you're learning and you're getting that knowledge and learning about the past when it comes to history, you learn not to make those mistakes again.
Okay.
Overall, we're doing
what mistakes?
From what our ancestors did, from going from the Civil War to slavery to genocide, and we're talking global here, to not
Okay.
ever have to do that again because we've learned from it. We learned from what our past generation has gone through. And I think that,
I are you saying that awareness is gone?
yeah,
Okay.
I think awareness is gone. Sometimes I even feel like, and these are
I
discussions that
don't think I don't think that awareness is gone necessarily in the art. I don't.
I do sometimes. Sometimes I think it's changing a little bit. And I don't know. I'm hoping it never
But
does.
look, look, if we're gonna go back to this show, like the ending of this show is almost kind of making fun of the idea that Marvel films are formulaic and uh not are they even art?
Mhm.
Like that's come out. Is Marvel like Martin Scorsese's like this isn't cinema. These are like he says these films are amusement park rides.
And
And it's almost like the ending is acknowledging that, is like saying, and it's almost like making fun of that notion and making fun of the MCU itself.
and take yourself out of the question, out of the equation. If you
Okay.
were somebody who was a fan of this, how would you feel taking yourself out of the equation and being somebody who has,
I think sometimes it take myself out of the equation. How?
yeah, like you're not a journalist, you're not a Marvel fan, you're somebody who just who has been who likes Marvel, but isn't somebody who watches every single film, watches every single TV show, who's just a guy who just like who every so often wants to see something that's Marvel, thinks it's interesting and will want to
I
see it.
don't know, cause like one of my favorite cartoons ever is Freakazoid, and Freakazoid kind of like lives in the whole meta fourth wall breaking space. So maybe I would find it more amusing.
Yeah, maybe. But for me, like I didn't grow up with Freakazoid.
Okay.
So if I was that and I took myself out of the question, I would feel
Okay, but like Freakazoid isn't Marvel.
no,
It's
that's not
not a
the point. That's not the point. The point is how the perspective of where you see it and what the regular audience,
I don't know. I don't know. I can't answer that question because
and that's
I
what,
can't I can't imagine. It's hard to imagine myself in that scenario. Eh, I don't know how to answer it. I'm sorry.
well, let's
It's
get
like there's 2 choices. The issue is that all those other films than Top Gun don't make their money back, therefore they don't get made. And if they're good part everyone, some of those movies make money. That's not true.
wait up here.
Make
What
a movie, make
wait, wait, wait,
look at
let me read the whole comment because I didn't read the whole comment with everybody. Collaborative Kiwi Studios commented, the issue is that all those films, other than Top Gun, don't make their money back. Therefore, they don't get made. And even if they are good, everyone pirates them. So, of the best movies, don't make money. It's
okay.
like there's two choices of movies politically correct that ticks all the boxes, or a good movie that is made for the sake of making a good movie. And that
Uh,
I'm 50
Whatever.
50 on that one because of the fact that there is issues
I
like
don't I
there's some movies don't like there's some good movies that don't make any money at all.
oh my god. It
Don't make
is too
any
late for me. It's too late for me to get into this.
the
I can
111,
get into the walk of shame, but I'm like
yeah. And that's where
I'm mentally checking out now.
Sadro, but it's heavier now than before, if that makes sense. Okay, we got to that one. Sadro, my bad if I come off wrong with my wording. That's okay. This is
It's
an
okay,
open and free
Slater.
discussion. And that's the thing. It's an
I
open
don't I'm not I don't want to get into this culture war nonsense because I find it nauseating.
collaborative Kiwi. Sorry, Jeffrey. You know what it is? It sucks, but it's the times we're living in. And sometimes
I
we
don't want to. I I just want. I want to enjoy things. I want to have like. I want to enjoy the art and appreciate art. I don't want to be. angry and nasty, you know? Nasty's not the I don't
What
want to
keeps
be
you
like
on,
I
bro?
don't want to be angry and like I don't want to be like posting on complaints on social media about everything.
Bro,
It's
I
not a way to
ain't gonna.
live.
I don't get. I
I'm
don't. I
sorry.
don't.
It's late. I'm tired. I'm getting tired now.
I ain't gonna do that. I don't have time for that shit to be doing like what other YouTube channels are. But the one thing I do want to do is always
I'm tired of I find the raging, nauseating, complaining. I'm like,
trust me. I get you because we know somebody who does that too, and it's annoying sometimes. And it's just like that's the one thing like I always wanted to make sure that Muse was always an open forum for discussion.
okay.
And that's why like
Like
if
I want to have a discussion, but like I don't want to be like I don't know.
the negativity comes with the negativity leads into positivity, I always say.
Does it?
Yeah, because then you don't appreciate the positivity when it comes and how grateful you are that through all the mess you survived. That's the way I look at it. It's a balance.
I don't like the parts of YouTube that have just embraced negativity and rage.
And
It's made me
neither
so
do I.
and it makes me sad.
Yeah,
Makes
neither
me
do I.
very sad.
But like I remember when I had friends who worked at Friendster when it first opened up.
Sure.
And we all thought, and even I thought, it was a great opportunity to connect with people. We're at college at the time to be able to connect with people that aren't in the area. And my sister was always like, dude, if it gets into the wrong hands, this could be trouble.
Okay.
And I was always the one who said, no, it's going to be great. I'm seeing where the trouble is now. And maybe my sister was right that
With
this can't be
Friendster?
in general,
Oh.
technology and social platforms.
It's human I think maybe humanity is the problem.
It could be. And I think it may be.
I think I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think I wonder if humanity was ready for I don't know. I don't think humanity was ready for social media.
I think a lot of it too.
I don't think humanity was intellectually mature enough. This is just my opinion. I don't if I'm wrong, so be it. I don't think we were intellectually mature enough as a society to deal with social media.
Yeah. And that's one thing I said.
And
Like,
I'm not saying and it just overall.
and that's why I say, like, technology, like, for us, from what I've seen over the years of my life,
And I
it's
just want to say, like, I understand the trap and the addiction of social media. Cause like sometimes I have to like really hold myself back and like
mhm.
bite my tongue sometimes, you
Yeah.
know?
And that's
But
why I say, like, from what I've seen, like, we haven't, technology wise, we haven't progressed to where we are and we haven't learned about the technology as we've progressed. And there's generations.
okay, so now we've totally gone beyond She-Hulk and now we're having existential debates.
Yes, it is.
So thank you, Mike, and thank you,
Welcome.
Kiwi, and all of our viewers.
And that's one thing that everybody who's viewing this, you're always welcome to come in. We always have open discussions, and we'll always be free and open.
And you shouldn't take a walk of shame from this discussion. You
Still,
should have
this walk of shame thing.
you should have a pep in your step once you're done.
Yeah, Sladro, it's crazier now because kids have access to all this information and are easily influenced. Collaborative Kiwi Studios. All my comments are coming from a place of love for the arts in the middle of submitting a pitch to a funding agency for a film that I want to be different and unique. Only reason I feel should comment. Hey,
Well,
congrats.
best of luck, collaborative, and I
Yeah,
hope you get to make your project. So.
yeah, we always support as much as we can. And hey, we are launching something special next year. So let's
And if
stay
you
in
want,
touch.
Kiwi, you know, if make what you want to make, you know.
Yeah. That's why, Kiwi. Like, I can't say what we're doing next year and what the next 2 to 3 years we're working on yet. But keep us. Would love to see where it goes, and maybe, just maybe,
Okay.
we could work
So
together in the
let's look
future.
at Marvel Phase 4.
Hmm.
So we're done with, now that we're done with She-Hulk.
Hmm.
We still have Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. We don't know when we're getting the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. So does Wakanda Forever conclude Phase 4?
That's what Kevin Feige said.
Okay. So then Guardians of the Galaxy, where does the holiday special fit in with all of this?
I don't think it fits into anything. I think it's
Okay.
just a holiday special. I think it's just something that they're throwing in. At least
Okay,
that's
so
what it sounded
Phase
like.
5.
That doesn't affect anything in the MCU.
Okay, so Phase 5. So Secret Invasion, I think, would be our next TV series, basically, but we don't have a release date. So
Well, because
what?
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania is
Yeah,
like the first
yeah,
film
but
of
I'm
Phase
talking
5.
about for the Muse TV after party.
Oh,
Our next
yeah,
Marvel
Secret
one
Invasion.
would probably, if we do another one, it would
Mhm.
probably be Secret Invasion. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And we can
So
guarantee there will not be no Walk of Shames in Secret Invasion.
how do we know that?
It's Samuel Jackson. He's the baddest MF in the business.
Oh,
No need to Walk of Shame.
so there would be a lot of peps in the steps.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Echo, Loki season 2, Ironheart, but the next TV show is more than likely Secret Invasion,
Mhm.
and the first movie will be Ant-Man and the Wasp
Mhm.
early next year. So
Mhm.
that's what we have to look forward to early on in Phase 5. Hey, are you sure?
Gonna go
Not a
through.
good finale. Episode 8 of She-Hulk, the best one. Daredevil and Scar stole the finale. It was a surprise to see Daredevil again.
It was. Definitely was. What if season 2 or Secret Invasion are probably the next shows? Oh yeah, I forgot
Secret
one.
Invasion. The thing is, we don't have a date on Secret Invasion yet.
Yeah. Or what if?
Is the holiday special this year or next year? That's
I
what I'm
thought it was coming out this year, but there
I
has
think it's
been
this
no
year.
talk.
Yeah, because next year is
There,
the movie.
yeah, there's been no talk. There's been no date. There has been nothing.
Well, if it's a holiday special, it has to come out by Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Collaborative Key, anything with Sam L. Jackson is going to be good.
Trayer?
You know,
Trayer? Do you mean trailer, Lewis? Barry?
trailer, probably.
Okay.
Nothing. There hasn't even been a trailer. There hasn't been nothing.
No, nothing.
Agree, Lewis Berry.
Well, we
Cool.
got a lot of people coming in tonight, so
Daredevil came out.
thanks for all the people that came out
Oh yeah,
tonight.
that's true too. Daredevil came out of the sky.
Well, I think that was meant to be the joke. He just kind of came at it. I think it was meant to be comedic.
Yeah. Hope to get the Guardians
Yeah,
of the
hopefully.
Galaxy soon. Hopefully.
And we didn't get any spam tonight either. Knock on wood.
Yes, exactly. This is the one show that we've actually had long. That's been a finale with no spam.
Okay. All
And
right. So
before
I think I'm ready to wrap it up because I'm
there.
exhausted.
Same here, and I don't want any
I am
spam. So
tired.
let's give it up.
So if we got a little too in depth tonight, folks, it has been a long night and I am tired.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And I'm ready, and I am ready to take a walk of shame to my bed.
Still taking it out of context, but okay. Yeah, we got to end this because we got.
I'm feeling a little shame right now. I'm feeling some shame. And when I get up and walk over to my room, to my bed, I might just feel a little shame when I make that walk. So would it not be a walk of shame, Mike?
I don't want to go there with that one at all. Not touching it.
I am changing the definitions here. I'm changing the language. I'm changing the culture.
And I'm just going, I'm like a car dealer in Vegas. I'm out of this one. So Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be wrapping everything up. Really love the fact of you guys coming by and being a part of it. Don't forget that next Tuesday we return for the Andor watch party and after show. It'll be our only after show of the so make sure you stay tuned for that. Jeffrey, what do you have going on?
Wow. Okay. I just got invited to a big movie that I am seeing next week and I am reviewing next week. You have more than likely heard of it. It is based on a comic book. It does have a big star. It does have a... What are you doing? No, it's not that. It's not that. Nope. It's not that one.
Was it?
Let me see. Let me see. But I am going to see this movie and I am going to review this movie. So you can check that out at 411mania.com and you can follow me on Twitter at 411, 411mania is the website. My Twitter is at wheeljack83. So let's see.
Yeah, since I can't do the eyebrow.
If you smell what I'm saying, if you're picking up what I'm putting down.
No, there's a walk of shame right there. I'm out.
If you smell what I'm cooking, you might know what you might pick up what I'm putting down. You hear? There you go. I think everyone knows.
We gotta go away to get a camera prepared for tomorrow. Me too. Shoot with guys who shot Indiana Jones 5 and F9. Also love your Facebook.
Thank you, Kiwi. Thanks for coming in.
I gotta come with you too.
Thanks for coming in, Kiwi, and good luck with getting your project funded.
Exactly. And hey, whatever we can do to help, let me know. Definitely love this. Thank you so much. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Stay tuned to Muse because we're going to be at the
Stay safe, everyone.
See you next time.